Folks, this is not going to be a huge snowmaker across parts of the Midwest, but it's going to be enough that it's going to be a nuisance for travelers for sure. We also have a warm component to all this with some thunderstorms down along the Gulf Coast. So we'll start you out with the active radar here from the Twin Cities through Green Bay into Milwaukee, Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland looking at mostly rain right now, but a little wintry mix is going to be on the way. There's Chicago getting lots of reports across the metro area between 1 and 2 inches of snowfall. So you did it. You finally got that accumulating snowfall. All you needed was 1/100th of an inch. That's all that it takes for that to count. Milwaukee's been beating you big time so far this season. They're getting the good snow right now, as well as into Madison, down towards Janesville along the I-39 corridor. Snow-covered roads and anything that hasn't been treated could be icy. Now, we're still getting some snow across the Twin Cities metro area. That's starting to die down. All of this is going to be lifting up towards the north, and you're just going to see a couple of flurries now for the rest of the evening, and then you're going to be done with this altogether. Detroit, you're just getting started. Maybe some airport delays here, and de-icing delays certainly are going to be in effect. The snow is generally light right now, but there are a few bands where you can see some of that darker blue that's beginning to settle in, and a lot of that, too, is just to the north of where we're seeing that transition from rain over to snow. That's oftentimes where we get some of our heaviest snowfall accumulations. It's just rain right now into Pittsburgh. Philly is doing okay and dry, so the I-80 corridor is going to be a little bit damp, I think, from time to time. Now, the other thing we're watching here on the radar this afternoon and evening is going to be the threat for some thunderstorms. Right now, we do have lightning detection on the radar. Nothing is popping right now, but we've got some heftier showers, as we'll call them, working their way across southeastern Louisiana and central parts of the state, working into Mississippi and Alabama. So just a heads up, we're going to have to keep an eye on that over the next couple of hours. We've got a lot of warmth and we've got some instability. Now, our next system is working its way here across parts of the west, and this is bringing mostly just light scattered snow showers across much of the higher terrain across the region. This is a weak little disturbance that's into Northern California right now. Had a couple of sprinkles into the Bay Area, and yeah, still some snow where I-80 remains closed. Can you believe I-80 is still shut down after just feet of snow in the last week? Now, our second disturbance is working its way in from the north, so it's going to be kind of that 1-2 punch. You really won't get a break between those two systems. So really, two biggies that we're tracking across the country here. It is going to be an active week.
The threat for severe storms returns to the southeast this week. This is video from earlier in the month. Hail, rain, and extreme winds rocking eastern Mississippi. Starkville, one of the cities, once again at risk of severe thunderstorms and high wind gusts tomorrow. And going into tomorrow, that severe weather threat is really expected to pick up. And this includes areas from the Arklatex all the way over to the Carolinas, from the Gulf Coast and just about up to Indiana, getting right into the southern portion of Illinois, the boot heel of Missouri. It's possible anywhere through here where there are thunderstorms, it's possible some of those thunderstorms will produce some severe weather, some of the stronger storms. Can't even rule out a tornado either. Let's check off the ingredients we need. So there's going to be the instability, plenty of energy, check. The lift is going to come from a cold front as it moves through the area. Plenty of moisture, the fuel for the storms, it's there. We'll check that. And then the winds. How are the winds doing? Are they different directions, different speeds at different levels of the atmosphere? Yes, so there's wind shear. Thunderstorms expected, the wind shear making it favorable for some of the stronger storms, some of the severe thunderstorms. Timing it out now. Showers and possibly some storms first thing tomorrow morning. That's on the table. As we go through the day, things are, if you go outside right now in the south, it's warm. 60s and 70s, and with dew points up there as well, it feels like springtime. And it's going to look like springtime with the storms by 3 o'clock tomorrow evening. Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi especially. Tennessee could be one of the spots, I think, we're really going to have to watch for the potential of some flash flooding. So again, multiple issues, and yes, Jackie, the threat is there for tornadoes. And the threat does continue throughout the weekend into the weekend as well.
Yeah, I think tomorrow will be one of the bigger days probably, and then again on Saturday, but in between there, each and every day, we still have a chance of at least some severe thunderstorms. So it is going to stay unsettled and active. Our jet stream becoming a little bit more zonal, I think, into Thursday, but we'll still have a lot of moisture and a lot of energy to work with across the region. I mean, temperatures have been crazy high. We've had a lot of records broken across the Gulf Coast states and into the southeast the last couple of days, really the last couple of weeks. And look at these forecast dew points into the 60s and 70s. So the more moisture you get into the air, the more instability you have, and the greater the likelihood that a few storms could go severe. I do think that damaging winds would be the most likely form of severe weather here on Thursday, but still a little bit of shear will be a possibility, at least some speed shear. So New Orleans, Hattiesburg, up towards Montgomery, into Mobile and Pensacola, on up into Dothan and Macon, maybe even over towards Augusta. All those areas have at least somewhat of a risk where a few storms could become severe. Now, in addition to that, we'll have some scattered showers and thunderstorms. It may not be severe all across the region, but keep in mind lightning, of course, is always dangerous. So be prepared for that. And we're going to have active wet weather all across this area by early in the morning on your Thursday. So this is continuing overnight Wednesday into your Thursday, and then this will be ongoing through the day on Thursday, working towards Atlanta into the afternoon, over towards Columbia, even into the Raleigh area. While that system, this is a weaker disturbance, begins to fade out, and then we're going to reset the atmosphere as we head into your Friday, and we'll have a chance of some evening and overnight severe weather from Texarkana on up towards Jonesboro, including Little Rock and Memphis, Chris. And that leads us into what we can expect for this weekend, which could get dicey, especially Saturday.
Yeah, and this has been something for the past few days at least. We've noticed that could be an issue here in terms of where there could be some of the stronger storms looking ahead already to the weekend. And we saw tornadoes like this one right here that hit Dothan, Alabama. This was back in August. And tornadoes, of course, can't be ruled out either as that severe weather threat really picks up going into this weekend. This time it's going to be parts of central Alabama, some of the areas that have the chance for at least some severe thunderstorms. It's going to be Saturday into Saturday night. Also damaging winds and hail possible with this, and of course the heavy rain and the flooding, also something to think about. So looking ahead to the weekend now, and that threat for some of the stronger storms can be with us again in Alabama and also in Mississippi, parts of Georgia, Tennessee again, and Louisiana, Arkansas as well. So today it's Tuesday, and already have red here on the map. I would not be surprised. In fact, I expect we're going to have more shades of red, possibly some additional colors as the threat comes more into view, it becomes clearer exactly how things are going to play out. So just know that once again on Saturday, we're going to have an environment that's going to be favorable for thunderstorms and favorable for severe weather. Again, the instability is there. The moisture is going to be there. The Gulf still providing a lot of moisture, and then the winds, the low-level winds helping to transport some of that moisture, and then the turning of the winds as well, very strong higher up in the atmosphere, also will support the severe weather that is expected. The cold front again bringing that lift, and some of these very strong winds, unfortunately, Jackie, we've seen can make these storms last for a long time and be pretty strong.
Absolutely. We want to get you caught up to date with what's going on in the northern tier of the country, where they're getting another dose of winter weather. Winter storm Elmer is unleashing snow and a wintry mix across parts of the Midwest and into the Great Lakes. Right now, cities from Duluth, Minnesota, all the way to Buffalo, New York, are dealing with chilly temperatures and some snowy conditions. Milwaukee under a winter weather advisory, and Cleveland likely seeing a little bit more of a wintry mix of rain and then mixing over to some of that snowfall. So let's show you where we've got the advisories in effect, and a lot of these are going to continue into the early overnight hours, perhaps into tomorrow, into some of the farther eastern areas: Duluth, Twin Cities, Rochester, Rhinelander, Green Bay, Madison, Milwaukee, DeKalb, Illinois, just recording 3 inches of snowfall. In eastern Iowa, it's been really difficult for travelers along I-80 there in eastern Iowa today, with snow covering the roadways and crews working hard to try and clean that off. Now we'll step you through time and get you you through the rest of this evening. You can see things coming to an end here from the Twin Cities, stretching down into eastern Iowa. Northern Illinois, more likely waiting till 7, 8 o'clock for tonight. Milwaukee, you'll see improvements by 10. And then Green Bay on up towards the UP, you'll have to wait till the overnight as some of those snow showers still continue. So the good news with Elmer is, even though it's put down a good 1 to 3 inches of snow across much of this area, is that it is a pretty quick moving storm. That said, it's coming on the heels of our last one, Delphine, which did quite a number, especially back here into the northern plains with some of the blizzard type conditions. Additional snowfall on top of what you already have, generally in the 1 to 3 inch range. Keeping an eye out here towards the Arrowhead, where we could still have a little bit of a boost. But Chicago, you did it earlier today. You finally got that first measurable snowfall of the season, and a lot of the Chicago metro area has seen around 1 inch to 2 inches of snowfall. But what about their Wisconsin neighbors on up towards the north? The Weather Channel's Justin Michaels is joining us live right now from southern Wisconsin, where Winter Storm Elmer is bearing down in the city of Madison. Justin, I just saw a report there in Dane County, not too far from where you're at, with around 1 inch of snow. What do you have there in Madison?
Yeah, definitely just about that as well. In fact, you can see they're going through pretty quickly, clearing these sidewalks, Jackie, but good for Chicago. I'm happy for Chicago. A couple inches of snow there makes people there happy. It also makes people here happy, except for the dad that we found right out of Central Casting earlier today. I love this guy. Listen to him.
I mean, it's kind of a pain to shovel it, so yeah, I mean, my kids like it. They like sledding and whatnot, but yeah, I mean, driving in it kind of sucks, as you can see going on here, but yeah.
Gotta love Rick, right out of Central Casting for dad in the north part of the country. I love that guy. All right, so what are we expecting here? We're in a winter weather advisory all the way through midnight tonight, and we're going to maybe get 1 to 3 more inches of snow. What's interesting is about Elmer, and what's interesting that's happening here in Madison, Wisconsin, is they're very far behind, like so many other parts of the country, far behind in the average snowfall for this time in December. They should have had already about 11 inches of snow, and even after this storm, we're not even going to be close to 6 inches. So the deficit is there. You have to believe that places like Madison are certainly going to be able to make up for lost time over the next couple of months, but still, we're off to a slow start. As far as what it's like here right now, it's beautiful. I mean, this city's kind of like a snow globe. Take a look at the Wisconsin State Capitol up there. Been standing there open to the public since 1917. You know it's seen some snowstorms in its time sitting right up there in the center of Madison, Wisconsin. But it is a snowstorm nonetheless, so there are dangers for sure. Make sure you're slowing down, giving extra space in front of you and the car, or between you and the car in front of you. Make sure you give plows plenty of extra space. And also, I want to show you something, Jackie. It is, let me try to get some fresh snow here. It is an easy packing snow. It's right about freezing here right now, Jackie, so you can make a snowball really easily, meaning this is very wet snow, very heavy, wet snow. So it's that, Jackie, what we often refer to as that heart attack snow. So if you do have to be out shoveling it, which I'm sure a lot of people will, just take your time. Do it in phases, do it in steps, and do it slowly and methodically, and you should be okay. But, Jackie, that, as you well know, that can be some dangerous snow.
Yes, you get a good workout, but you got to take it easy. And that, just in temperatures dropping tonight too, so that gets a little crustier and harder to remove, I think, in time as well. All right, stay warm, my friend. Really bitter cold temperatures are on the way behind Elmer. The most extreme conditions we've seen of the season so far. We've got wind chill advisories and wind chill warnings in effect across parts of Montana and into the Dakotas. Where you see the darker blue, that's where we could see feels like temperatures between 40 and 50 degrees below zero. So those are very extreme conditions. It does not take long to become dangerous if you're outside and you have any exposed skin. So frostbite is a good possibility. A place like Bismarck, the temperature 19 degrees below zero, winds relatively light, but all it takes is 15 minutes. That is it. So you don't want to do anything that's going to prolong your time outdoors. Just quick ins and outs to get the dogs out, to get the paper, whatever, the mail, whatever it is that you're trying to get done. Take a look at the forecast. Feels like temperatures, though, with time in the teens and 20s below zero, even potentially pushing 30 at times. And this is the first push of very cold air, and this is going to stick around. It's got some staying power for the northern plains and the upper Midwest, and we'll see even a bigger push of this cold air working farther south this weekend.
The DQ Chicken Strip Basket and Rotisserie Style Chicken Bites Basket means you've got chicken choices. Because sometimes you want crispy, and sometimes you want unbreaded, or you thought you wanted. Either way, you always win. Get it delivered at DQ.com. Strawberries, blueberries, and the cherry on top. Fairlife, with 50% more protein, 50% less sugar, and the creamy taste. Turn scrumptious into scrumptious. Fairlife, ultra-filtered milk.
At VisionWorks, we want you to see yourself in your new glasses and think, ooh. But if you get home and your ooh is more of a you have 100 days to change your mind. And don't forget to use your vision benefits before they're gone. VisionWorks. See the difference.
As a professional bull rider, I'm used to taking chances. But when it comes to my insurance, I don't. I use Liberty Mutual. They customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. And by switching, you could even save $665.
Hey, Tex. Did someone else get a turn?
Yeah, hang on. I'm about to break my own record. Yeah! Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
It's AARP.
Are you joining AARP?
Actually, I just did.
Call or go to joinaarp.org to join today for just $12, and your second membership is free. And get instant access to discounts on eye care, prescriptions, savings on travel, dining, and deals from top retailers. So many ways to save. Instant resources, tools, and tips to help manage your money, maximize your health, and so much more. Great offers find you wherever you are. And AARP is the largest advocacy group for people over 50. Your voice will be heard.
I love the local retail discounts. I'm nowhere near ready to retire, and AARP has been a tremendous resource for that.
And we check out the hotels, the dining. AARP saves us a lot of money.
Plus, when you call today, you get this trunk organizer and AARP the magazine free.
Call 800-987-6579 or go to joinaarp.org now.
It can be easy to steal your identity. Now, it can be just as easy to help protect yourself. LifeLock helps detect identity threats. If there's a problem, we work to fix it. Go to lifelock.com.
Welcome back to the DIFY show, the show where others do it for you. Today we're going to DIFY a broken sewer line.
The first step is to have HomeServe in place.
HomeServe will do it for you with home repair plans starting at just $7.99 a month.
The next step, we're going to roll these bocce balls towards that smaller ball.
Oh, good roll.
Did you feel that? That must have felt great.
And that's how you DIFY a broken sewer line. That's our show today.
Let HomeServe do it for you with plans starting at just $7.99 a month. Go to homeserve.com or call now.
The stress level is huge.
The tension has to go somewhere. Every second that we're out here, we're at risk.
When it comes to real estate agents, experience matters. The best agents know how to market your home for top dollar and navigate through a complex transaction. At Ideal Agent, we created our smart seller system with top-rated local agents to sell your home for as low as a 2% commission.
I was amazed in the fact that my house sold in one day. Ideal Agents saved me in the neighborhood of $20,000 to $25,000 in commissions. The process was as easy as it gets. It was turnkey. I'm a very busy guy, and they just took care of everything. They are the number one way to sell your house.
I've used Ideal Agent 2 times. Ideal Agent guided me through the entire process, every step. You want to have the best agents, but you want to get the best deal. Using Ideal Agent with both properties, I've saved over $30,000. Our service is free, available nationwide, and there's zero obligation. Call us today or visit idealagent.com.
When it comes to covering the most important issue facing us and our Earth, one day does make all the difference. Now, the Weather Channel and its innovative climate team at Pattern are connecting you every day to the most fascinating stories impacting our planet. For what's now and what's next, rely on the climate experts with the most trusted name in TV news. If it's out there, it's in here. The Weather Channel.
It's a snowball that would make Buddy the Elf proud. You can see it. It's pretty perfect. It's also quite icy, and the whole point of me showing this to you is the fact that this is a very heavy, wet snow falling here in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm Justin Michaels, live for you tonight on Storm Center, and you can see Madison is a snow globe right now. The state capitol is right behind me here. Really quite a stunning building, and certainly even more so in the snow. Been standing there since 1917, meaning it has seen some snowstorms. This is certainly not going to be a record breaker or anything to write home about as far as snowstorms in Madison, but still, it is the second measurable snowstorm of the year. The last one came a few days ago. But even with the last two storms, we are about 8 inches under where we should be for the year for this month of December as far as the average. We should have about 11 inches of snow on the ground in the month of December, and we're nowhere near that even with these two storms. So as we send it back into Jackie, I'll tell you what, Jackie, it's quite lovely, but the good thing about this snow, if nothing else, it's right around freezing, so it's not one of those really frigid cold snows, making it easy for crews to clear. But also, though, Jackie, as we talked about before, this can be really dangerous for you if you have heart conditions or issues, health issues. Take your time because, again, it's a very heavy, wet snow. Fun for the kids, though, Jackie. Fun for the kids. Jackie,
yes, so you can make a snowball as good as Buddy the Elf, but can you throw it as good as Buddy the Elf, Justin?
No, he made like 30 in a second. There's no way that I can do that. This has taken me the last 5 minutes to do this. So
all right,
I've got one down. I'll have 5 by the end of the show.
Good patience. Just practice on your throne. I'm sure you'll get there. All right. Thanks so much, Justin.
Love it.
All right. From snow to storms, we've got a lot going on here today with just our one big system, Elmer. Rounds of rain and storms are slated to hit parts of the south this week, including you here in Baton Rouge. In fact, your best chance, I think, for storms will be on Wednesday with potential for gusty winds, small hail, perhaps even an isolated tornado. We are keeping an eye on the active radar right now, too, across parts of Louisiana, and we've got rain showers across the region, but take a look at what's happening just offshore here. We are getting some convection taking place, and I do think that that's likely going to hold together as it works its way onshore, and I think thunderstorms will be a little bit more probable within the next 3 hours. We've got a window of opportunity for that to happen here in southeastern Louisiana, and then stretching on up into parts of Mississippi. I think a few and far between that anything would get severe today, but it's something we're going to keep an eye on. Now, we had thunderstorms yesterday, too, across parts of the Ohio Valley, some of which were some hail makers. We're keeping an eye on the potency of this across the region, too, but looking at more of a wintry mix and snowy conditions in places like Cleveland. Now, Detroit, you're getting the snow right now. We also have snow in Kalamazoo as well as in Grand Rapids. This is all very light across parts of lower Michigan, but you head into the northwestern area, the Chicago suburbs. That's where some of our snowfall rates are a little bit heavier. You can see Madison. This is where Justin is, just to the south of you. Some of your snowfall rates starting to pick up just a little bit here, too. Winding down in the Twin Cities metro area, I think you're just going to be tapering off to flurries, but still take it easy as we're getting close to that PM rush. And then keep an eye on the I-95 corridor. Most of that moisture is holding off towards the west, but we're working on moistening up the atmosphere. And, of course, in the western areas, we've got a weak disturbance here, which is bringing a little bit more snow and rain showers in spots. Flagstaff getting some of that snow. Phoenix, spotty showers across the region. And keeping an eye on Salt Lake City, too. We had some rough conditions here along I-15, Chris, this time last night, you remember, we had the snow squall warning, so we're not quite expecting that, but just some light snow showers.
But things are going to get more and more active here in the coming days. Indeed, we're going to see in some cases it's really going to be a double blow for cities across the west as storms usher in both rain and an enormous amount of snow. Placer County, California, under a winter storm warning tonight. Heavy snow expected through tomorrow. Meanwhile, a small, soggy stretch for Santa Cruz with rain pelting the city through Wednesday. So here we go. more wild western weather for you. Let's take a look at that next storm that's getting its act together here in the west with snow that has already come down. The snow cover we see is in the feet over less than a week or so, picking up about 10 feet of snow for parts of the Sierra Nevada mountains. Also, the entire state of North Dakota with snow, starting to see more snow in the northeast as well. And the west is really where we're seeing the majority of that 35.7% of the snow cover of the U.S. happening right now. Here's some of the avalanche warnings, the good with the bad, of course. This is when it's so important to stay within the ropes. Know what you're doing, and backcountry should be avoided when we have conditions like this. Here's the forecast late in the week, and here's Thursday going now through the afternoon and the evening. Here comes that next one. Going to have some more action going on here with more snow for the places that already have a lot of snow. So a lot of storms to talk about. Keep it here. Tuned in. Storms.
Milk with your cereal. With Fairlife, it's more like cereal with your ultra-filtered milk. With a creamy taste plus 50% more protein, 50% less sugar. Turn nutrition into nutrition. Fairlife, ultra-filtered milk.
Before I was diagnosed, there was nothing really to worry about. And then when I was diagnosed, there was just such a big weight put on my shoulders. Every night I felt like maybe I won't wake up tomorrow. The hardest part of cancer is knowing that you have it.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital works day after day to find cures and save the lives of children with cancer and other life-threatening diseases.
You know, there are treatments that were invented within the walls of this hospital that have continued to improve the cure rates for pediatric cancer. And St. Jude's not going to stop until every single kid gets that chance to walk out of the doors of this hospital cancer-free.
If it weren't for St. Jude, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
This place has really shown us the strength of what can happen when so many people work together as one. People want to be a part of the cure.
Thanks to generous donors like you, families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because all they should worry about is helping their child live. For just $19 a month, you'll help us continue the life-saving research and treatment these kids need. Join with your debit or credit card right now, and we'll send you this St. Jude t-shirt that you can proudly wear to show your support.
I think it's the most worthwhile place to put your money when it comes to childhood cancer.
Because it takes a heart for somebody to say that I'm willing to give to St. Jude so that they can help save more lives. That's huge.
Our giving to St. Jude is right up there with our mortgage. That's the priority that we put on giving to St. Jude.
Please, call or go online right now. Become a partner in hope today.
You hate coming home to a dark house, and leaving lights on all night drives utility bills out of sight. You need the Bell & Howell Bionic Spotlight, the outdoor motion sensor light that turns on the instant motion is detected and turns off when the motion stops. Bionic Spotlight is solar powered, so there's no expensive wiring or batteries to change. The instant the motion sensor detects movement, Bionic Spotlight triggers 8 high-intensity LED lights that shower the entire area with light, and then shuts off 30 seconds after it stops. So you can spend hundreds of dollars on an outdoor lighting system, or you can get the motion-activated Bionic Spotlight for just $19.95 with free shipping. Bionic Spotlight is backed by our 5-year warranty. But wait, if you order right now, you can double the offer and get a second Bionic Spotlight. Just pay a separate fee. And when you call, ask about the contractor's discount on the complete 6-light home value set. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-992-6007 or go to BionicSpotlight.com. That's 1-800-992-6007 or order online at BionicSpotlight.com.
My family loves club crackers. They're light, flaky, and buttery. Am I an influencer?
Light, flaky, buttery club crackers.
Buckle up and hit the highway. Yeah! For all the episodes you can handle.
This is crazy.
Every night, it's non-stop highway through hell. Back to back to back.
Touchdown, boys!
Hell Week returns. The marathon starts Monday night at 8, right here on the Weather Channel.
Here on Storm Center, tracking the weather across the globe here in the United States. Things are active, and they are going to get more active in the coming days and into the weekend. So let's take a look at what's going on and what we're going to be tracking in the next few days. Tomorrow, it's going to be a severe weather threat, and this threat extends from the Gulf Coast all the way up to Kentucky, from the Arklatex to the Carolinas. Also, as we're tracking the threat tomorrow, we're going to be looking ahead to the weekend. I'm expecting to see even more red on this, maybe even some other colors, as that threat becomes a little bit more into focus. So we'll get a better idea of how serious this threat is going to be. But already looking ahead to Saturday, it's going to be a busy weekend. There's also going to be a snowy side to this storm, but that severe weather threat does look like at this point could be on the dangerous side of things. And then here, today, tonight, and into the morning, the snow threat that we're watching right now, where we're going to see, in some cases, another 3 to 5 inches. Let's take a closer look at what's happening right now with meteorologist Jackie Jarris, who's on the radar today. Jackie.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, we've got a lot of snow widespread across parts of the Midwest, having some visibility issues in spots. Winter storm Elmer turning the Windy City a bit white. Chicago experiencing its first snowfall of this season, first measurable snow anyway, and it's now officially ended its snowless streak at 287 days. It's now the second longest streak on record and the latest date for measurable snow in the city. And in the south, storms are brewing across parts of Louisiana tonight, with a severe risk ramping up as we head into tomorrow. So let's get you started with the active radar.